Hello everyone, welcome to National Focus. I'm your presenter Tarnia Green. It's always a pleasure to have you join us. Among the major developments, recommendations from a consultation on local government reform to go before Cabinet. La Plaine residents urged to eat healthier in order to combat the prevalence of anemia, and Dominicans can look forward to an extended Jazz and Creole Festival weekend this year. All these stories and more when National Focus returns.
Hello, I am Bishop Gabriel Malzer, Bishop of Roseau, and I am Dominica. Are you?
Welcome back. Time now for the details of the news. Recommendations coming out of a national consultation on local government reform on Thursday are expected to set the stage for the proposed reforms to be dealt with at the cabinet and parliamentary level. The idea behind this reform is to strengthen the contribution of local government authorities to national development. Local Government Commissioner John Fontaine says while Dominica's local government system has made significant strides over its 100-year existence, there is still room for improvement. Fontaine said Thursday's consultation with local government practitioners is necessary in moving the process of reform forward.
We are therefore called upon to participate fully in this relevant exercise. My wish is a very successful consultation that will strengthen the local government system and produce the required results to convince Cabinet and so we can see improvement on the ground. Recent
local government reform interventions include amendments to the Carib Reserve Act, the change of Village Council Ordinance to Village Council Act, harmonization of bylaws involving the Portsmouth and Roseau Town Council Act, which is now referred to as the Municipalities Act. In 2011, a consultancy was commissioned to develop a set of harmonized bylaws for the various categories of local authorities. The main areas required to be addressed in the proposed bylaws were in respect of sanitation and environmental protection, suppression and abatement of noise, construction and maintenance of public conveniences, control of animals, construction of maintenance of markets and slaughterhouses, protection and control of water supply, and revenue by way of property tax. And government has engaged the services of legal drafter John Elu Charles to review the draft local government legislation. Mr. Charles was the main presenter at Thursday's consultation. He provided participants with information on what changes are being recommended which will increase the relevance of local government authorities.
This reform exercise will provide us with opportunities as how we can structure the legislative framework to allow local government to continue to function as autonomous institutions. There's a cost involved in the provision of services, and therefore the local government authorities ought to be empowered with recovery mechanisms as regard the provision of the services. These are some of the main things we'll be looking at in terms of how can we make local government relevant again.
We will bring you more on the local government consultation in Friday's newscast. In more news, Tourism Minister Honorable Ian Douglas says government is committed to the protection of the island's tourism industry. The Portsmouth MP made the comment during his address to DLP supporters at Sunday's Delegates Conference in St. Joseph.
20 new constables will be employed to police the beaches of Battyboon, Hampstead, Calibishi and Woodford Hill, because we cannot allow our assets to be threatened by a few criminals, brothers and sisters. We are peace-loving people. We are law-abiding citizens. We cannot allow these thugs to have us hostage. And at this delegate conference, I want to go on record as praising the police for a great job that they continue to do, brothers and sisters. They're solving the crimes, they're apprehending the criminals, and that is what we expect of them. And we say kudos to the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force.
Meantime, Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, who is the leader of the ruling DLP, told delegates on Sunday that efforts will be made to raise financing for the construction of a headquarters for the DLP.
I will consider it a major failing if I do not, by the end of my tenure, provide this party with a place to call home. I am very serious about this. No great political party in the 21st century should still be operating out of a little rented office in the highly congested city of Roseau. We can have a city presence, but I need a home and sophisticated headquarters for this great party. I would like to see a research unit in our party where persons can go and familiarize themselves with the history of this organization and the outstanding contributions of its founding fathers. I do not want any external gift. I want a facility that reflects the hard work and sacrifice of the members of this party. I want us to embark on a series of activities to raise funds towards the construction of a modern, state-of-the-art headquarters for the Labour Party. It must be large enough to hold conferences such as this. It must be a place of learning where people can assemble regularly and be enlightened. I envision a place where school children can do their homework and where the less fortunate can drop by for a little sustenance every now and again. I want the executive of this party to move with dispatch to set up a building committee that will work in earnest to provide this party with a home in the shortest possible time.
And fans of Dominica's Jazz and Creole Festival will have similar fringe activities and an extended period within which to enjoy the third annual celebrations this year. The Discover Dominica Authority and the Dominica Festivals Committee, in collaboration with their sponsors, have put together a stuffed package to take place between Thursday, May 24 and Sunday, May 27. Director of the Discover Dominica Authority, Colin Piper, explains the conception of the idea.
I was fortunate to serve as Executive Director of the Dominica Festivals Committee on the sad occasion of the passing of Mr. Eddie Toulon. And in that capacity, I learned a couple things. Soon thereafter, or actually before that, I had taken a trip to St. Lucia and realized that jazz in the square as a fringe event was bringing about a lot of economic activity. And I had an interview with a gentleman who really impressed upon me that there needs to be an anchor product. For example, main stage at Jazz in St. Lucia. There needs to be an anchor product, main stage at World Creole Music Festival. And main stage in terms of jazz and Creole, around which fringe activities can be built.
The Jazz and Creole festivities planned for the weekend are Word, Sound and Power at the Anchorage Hotel on Thursday, Friday Jazz Night at Fort Young Hotel's Ballast Bar Grill on Friday, and the Jazzy River Lime at the Riverstone Bar and Grill on Saturday. Each event will offer jazz and Creole style dishes, as well as appearances from local jazz and Creole artists. The celebrations will culminate with the main feature at the Cabritz National Park on Sunday, May 27, to showcase performances from Dominican Fitzroy Williams of Exile 1 and Sandy Gabriel, among other acts. Kristen Luke is the winner of the 4th edition of the Whistle Like a Bird contest. The competition was held at the Alias Forces Auditorium on Tuesday. It is one of many activities held as part of the local observance of the Caribbean Endemic Birds Festival. Marcus Benjamin emerged second place winner. Honoré Jubineau captured the second runner-up position. The Roosevelt-Skerrit administration will soon undertake an assessment of the national legislative agenda. This was announced by Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt-Skerrit on Sunday while he addressed hundreds of DLP supporters at the party's delegates conference in St. Joseph.
There are some archaic laws on the statute books of Dominica that I would like to see either updated or removed. Far too often, I am confronted with legitimate complaints from citizens about how their goals and aspirations have been frustrated and even destroyed by cumbersome laws that really need to be removed from the statute books. There are also issues of crime and antisocial behavior that current laws and penalties do not go far enough to deter, and this is a matter we will have to examine. Dominica has built an enviable reputation as a safe and peaceful place to live, reside, and visit, and we are committed as a government to doing all that is necessary to retain that reputation. Those in our midst who wish to persist with behaviors totally foreign to our accepted way of life will soon discover that this government is not going to be tolerant of lawlessness in any form, shape, or size. We will go to the Parliament and update the laws and stiffen penalties to ensure adequate deterrence to lawlessness in this country.
The agriculture and business sector has been identified as two of the key pillar sectors emphasized by the National Export Strategy, which is designed to foster economic growth towards 2012 and beyond. During the first year of the strategy's implementation, the primary focus was on assessing key exporters and agro-processors. Trade Promotions Officer at the NES, Dr. Nadia Paquet Ansem, was a guest on GIS Insight program on Thursday.
The agricultural sector encompasses agriculture, various crops, commodity crops, including root crops, focusing specifically on dasheen, hot peppers, coconuts, and coffee. And in terms of the agribusiness sector, we're looking at specifically condiments, herbs and spices, sauces, and some beverages. The aim is to actually provide the platform to increase the exports of these commodities.
Dr. Ansem says the NES is committed to work with all stakeholders in the sector to ensure that the objectives are achieved.
We expect to collaborate with a number of private and public sector entities, and agriculture being one of the main public sector entities that we'll be collaborating with. The National Export Strategy and agriculture and agribusiness sector definitely will play a facilitative role at ensuring that the entire value chain for these commodities that we spoke about are looked at in terms of its integrity, and ensure that we have some level of synchronization along the value chain. And here our colleague, the Director of Agriculture, has, over the period of time of our existence, been collaborating with us in terms of ensuring that the process is an effective one and a transparent one. And we see the role of the Ministry of Agriculture being one that is production-led, policy-led, in terms of ensuring that what we do on the strategy is materialized.
Meantime, Acting Director of Agriculture Ricky Brumont has recognized the benefits of the collaboration with the NES.
With the work that the export strategy is doing, which is significant, at a policy level, yes, the Ministry of Agriculture, through the director, sits on the National Export Strategy. And this is in an effort to ensure that this close linkage and this collaboration continues to exist. Significantly, there's information that will inform the work of the export strategy and vice versa. Yeah. Critical too is at the level of the farmer and the farm. And data plays a significant role in what what the export strategy continues to do. And we provide, with continued work with the NES, that data as scientific as possible to inform the decision making and the work on the ground.
And that's the English segment of the news. McPherson St. Luce comes up next with the Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non, moi c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, le gouvernement Dominique continue et le programme Révolution CAI. Parole cela sorti au ministère CAI, Honorable Reginald Ostring. Programme cela qui a vu plaisir Dominicains taper maison neuf ou bien Adam réparé.
Révolution a toujours continué. L'année, nous avons un petit problème parce que comme ça, nous avons un problème à Kenfield, à Ophelia. Et on l'a l'argent, nous avons pour mettre en house, nous avons pour point, pour nous aider ces gens. On l'a dit, ils perdent hard, ils perdent case, ils perdent en lobby en case. Mais nous avons still aider les gens. Quand nous parlons, nous avons un projet en pays Kwaïb, nous avons bâti 30 cases avec l'argent chinois. Nous nettoyons qu'à fait en Penville, en Vieux-Case, et tout un pays là, nous nettoyons qu'à fait. Et nous avons promis Dominicains qui révolutionnaire qui continuer. Mais ça nous a dit, nous pas ça faire tout partout en seule fois. Parce que changement déjà dit, là nous compter, nous voyons tenir 5000 cases qui ont besoin d'assistants. Et nous sommes venus pour bâtir 10 000 cailles neufs. Et moi ça dit pour à présent, nous déjà rangé presque 3000 cailles en Dominique nous déjà rangé. Tout mon pays là, Marigot, Gouambé, Guantan, Scott, Pointe-Michel, tout partout. Nous avons déjà dépensé plus de 60 millions de dollars en ces Housing Evolution. Nous mettons l'argent en aid bank pour civil servants faire case. Nous mettons l'argent en Government Housing Loans Board pour moun faire case. En Venezuela déjà 30 cases, 41 cases en pays Kwaïb. Nous faisons 30 cases à Saint Joseph. Nous faisons cases, nous faisons cases encore. Nous faisons 15 cases à chance. Comme ça, révolutionnaire qui continue, mais nous avons demandé pour nous avoir patience. Et bien, les voisinages tapent en assistance. Et nous disons, tant qu'on venir taler.
En d'autres nouvelles, en consultation pour faire et puis réformation au gouvernement local, prend place en Public Service Union en Rose aujourd'hui. Consultation celle-là qui a formé par le gouvernement local, qui a observé moi celle-là comme ailleurs. Il y a tapé service officier département légal et le John Charles qui conduit la consultation là. Plaisir chairman, clerk et membre council attendé. Ministère Service Social, Honorable Gloria Shillingford, délivré l'adresse en cérémonie pour ouvrir la consultation là. M. Steve Joseph, c'est DDO, département gouvernement local.
Département local government, ces practitionnaires là, nous avons joué dans la consultation. Ou déjà connaître que process local government reform a déjà commencé l'année qui passée, mais pour finir le projet là, nous ne pouvons pas garder legislation, loi, et nous ne pouvons pas garder ces bylaws là. Nous déjà sommes en consultante, M. Élu John Charles, et aujourd'hui là, il a présenté ça qu'il a déjà fait pour les gens dans le local government, pour les TAN, pour les comprendre, mais pour les demander des sections, pour les faire des suggestions. Déjà TAN meilleur là déjà fait des suggestions qui nous qui bonnes suggestions qui consultante là ça point en process là. Comme ça c'est ça nous avons fait aujourd'hui là, nous bien content ça qu'a fait à moi mais qui moi local government.
Recommandation qui sortent en consultation c'est là que aller devant cabinet.
Process là peut que fini si il parle pour cabinet adopter législation. Parce nous avons une législation qui est neuf, le cabinet pour adopter et accepter. Avant d'aller au Parlement, pour nous, nous avons un acte Parlement pour gouverner Village Council, Carib Reserve Council et ces Municipal Council. C'est ça le process là qui essaie de faire. Après consultation, le report là qui vient ensemble, avec le cabinet même qui pour adopter la législation avant d'aller au Parlement pour y passer en loi.
En d'autres nouvelles, le ministère pour Service Social, Honorable Gloria Shillingford, qui a fait parole que Banque Développement Kawaïb en collaboration et puis BNTF, qui a financé la place manger pour Sud-Est pays là. Ministre Shillingford fait parole celle-là pendant qu'il a délivré l'adresse en inauguration village consulat plein Lady. Honorable Shillingford fait parole qui ancien consulat tenu plan salam qui a aussi expecté faire provision de travail pour habitants et puis monde ou ensemble. Travail qui a expecté pour commencer depuis mobilisation pour place. Ministre Chillingford a créé assez habitants et puis résidents sud-est de pays là pour prendre l'avantage projet avec $50,000 salaire. Gouvernement Dominique par BNTF déjà et puis a continué financer divers projets de développement tout en pays là. Et puis finalement, Dominique, c'est le premier pays pour implémenter Port of Spain Declaration qui a concerné maladie CNCDs. Ça, c'est maladie comme Pisado et maladie comme ça. Parole cela sorti de permanent secrétaire en ministre santé Helen Rowe. Premier ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt implémenté déclaration là après grande consultation qui détient en Trinidad qui mettait attention à ces maladies là.
Dominique, c'était premier pays après 2007, là, ils ont sorti Trinidad et puis ils ont fait déclaration ça là. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt vu Dominique et puis ça n'est qu'un mois et puis il décidé que Dominique ni pour consulter et puis joindre nationally pour y faire quelque chose et puis ça y fait que y a un summit nous une commission both dewa et puis un ministère et puis nous déjà fait plan nous une policy draft pour CNCD nous commencer faire strategic plan nous font partie de bagaille en pied McPherson modèle que ça parler baogique mais bagaille nous déjà fait mais nous voit project ça là que ça qui fait qu'un force tout ça nous déjà fait et puis que ba moun at the individual level yo même que ça fait ti bon pli qui ça nous déjà qu'a fait ba yo et puis chronique care modèle ça là.
Messieurs mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelles en créole pour à présent. Non, moi c'est McPherson St. Luce. Au revoir.
When we come back, we'll bring you a few upcoming events and government notices. Do stay with us.
Let your spirit take to flight. Let your heart run free and wild. Find your soul in Dominica, the nature
Time now for the government notices. The Ministry of Information, Telecommunications and Constituency Empowerment invites applications from suitably qualified candidates to fill the position of Information Officer at the Government Information Service. The core functions of the position include collecting information from various government departments to keep the public informed of important current events, preparing radio, television programs in both English and local dialect, assisting with the removing of still photographs, video camera operation and editing of television programs. Qualifications required: a bachelor's degree, diploma or certificate in mass communication or in any other related field from an accredited university. A minimum of 1 year experience would be an advantage. Experience in carrying out research and excellent oral and written communication and interpersonal skills is also required. The ability to correctly interpret and reproduce ideas expressed in conversation and written form, and the ability to speak the Creole language. Applications including only certified copies of professional certificates, detailed curriculum vitae, and 2 letters of reference should be submitted to the Permanent Secretary, the Ministry of Information, Telecommunications and Constituency Empowerment, Government Headquarters, Roseau, Commonwealth of Dominica, in sealed envelopes marked confidential to reach no later than Thursday, May 31, 2012. Additional information can be obtained from the Ministry at email address information@dominica.gov.dm or pssechousing@dominica.gov.dm. You may call telephone number 266-3294 or 266-3507. So those numbers again are 266-3294 or 266-3507. Interested public officers should apply through their heads of departments. Only shortlisted candidates will be acknowledged. The National Parks Unit of the Forestry Division wishes to inform the general public, particularly visitors and tourism stakeholders, that the access to the Emerald Pool will be closed effective Monday 21st May to Monday 4th June 2012 in order to facilitate urgent upgrading work at the entrance to the Emerald Pool. However, during the construction period, visitors to the ecotourism site will be allowed to view the Emerald Pool from the first viewpoint on the trail. The Forestry Parks Division sincerely apologizes for any inconvenience caused. The Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation is seeking suitably qualified applicants for the post of senior mechanic. The successful applicant will be required to handle servicing, repair, routine maintenance, and care of a variety of vehicles and equipment in the corporation's fleet service. This is a technical and skilled position. The main duties will include the following: ensuring vehicles are roadworthy by repairing and maintaining the vehicles in good and safe working order, test driving vehicles and test components and systems using equipment such as infrared engine analyzers, compression gauges, and computerized diagnostic devices, performing routine and scheduled maintenance services such as oil changes, lubrications, and tune-ups. Qualification and personal qualities. The successful applicant must be a dedicated and highly motivated individual with excellent communication skills with the following: possess a diploma in auto mechanics or a vocational technical diploma in auto repair or relevant field. Knowledge of diesel and gas engines is essential. Must have good sound knowledge of electrical hydraulic systems, of vehicle management, at least 5 years working experience in a garage. Must possess a valid Class C driver's license. Computer literate with knowledge of word processing and spreadsheet. Remuneration. Compensation will be commensurate with qualifications and experience. Applications accompanied by detailed curriculum vitae together with 2 references should be forwarded to the Human Resource Officer, post of Senior Mechanic, Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation, P.O. Box 79, Roseau, Dominica. The closing date for the receipt of application is Friday, 1st June 2012. Only shortlisted applicants will be acknowledged. The general public is hereby notified that the names of persons considered deserving of an honor for meritorious service to the state of Dominica shall be submitted to the Cabinet Secretary no later than 30th June 2012. Recommendations should be forwarded under confidential cover to the Secretary to the Cabinet, Secretariat Office of the Prime Minister, Financial Center, Kennedy Avenue, Roseau, or email to allportg@dominica.gov.dm. Up next is your tip of the day. Shop with a basket and promote your culture. Use less plastic bags and protect the environment. Today's tip was brought to you by the Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation in collaboration with the Government Information Service. And that's National Focus. As usual, we invite your suggestions or comments, so please feel free to drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm, or you can visit our website at news.gov.dm, or you could visit our GIS Dominica page on YouTube and Facebook. On behalf of the entire news production team, I'm your presenter, Tarnia Green. Thank you so much for watching, and do remember to join us again tomorrow.